Stay tuned and let's take a look at these Marvel Legends Retro X-Men, Gambit and Rogue. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And today we are taking a look at one of my favourite lines currently from Marvel Legends. It is the retro wave, and it's all about the X-Men in this beautiful orange and yellow packaging. And we have seen this before, but now we're getting into some more of the mainstream looks and characters from that Jim Lee era, all about the animated show. And it is, of course, Gambit and Rogue, the much sought after re-released Rogue, as the previous one went for a pretty penny on the aftermarket. So Hasbro were paying attention and they have gave us this Rogue on this card back. So this is beautiful to display. It hurts me that I'm going to open these figures, but if you're like me, you've brought two, one to open and one to display. So as I've already mentioned, these are both re-releases, just with a slight deco change, if you will. So there we have the previous Rogue from the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave, and then here we have Gambit, and yeah, you can see that they're the same figure, just slight deco changes. I think the yellow's a bit brighter there. Obviously the new head sculpt, which has had a lot of attention, a lot of people are very opinionated about that, but I'll make my own mind up in a minute. Gambit's got a new head sculpt as well, with a new hairstyle, as not a lot of people liked this one. He's got no stubble now, but now his cards are actually proper playing cards rather than just pink effect pieces. But yeah, even his jacket's a bit toned down as well. It's a lot darker here. So just straight away, I can tell there's differences. But of course, I'm going to open these up and do some comparisons. But yes, bravo Hasbro, a nice way to re-release these figures for people to get them again if they missed out previously. But then if you're like me and you just want to display these beautiful cards, now we have these. But you can't just give us Rogue and Gambit. Now you got to give us more of that Jim Lee lineup. I'm talking about Blue Beast. That's my most anticipated on this card, if I'm honest. So, as I said, let's look at the card first and foremost. Beautiful. I like the graphic designs. Smiley Rogue there, but we've got a bit more a grumpy Rogue in the actual box. It would have been good to have the same sort of smiley head sculpt that we get here on the figure, but that's not a big deal. Same with Gambit. He's very happy here as well. And you can see he's grinning, but he ain't showing his teeth. But still, like the packaging design, very retro, really like it. And up here, you can see that we've got Rogue, Gambit, and Storm, who we've already got in this card, and Wolverine in his style, his sort of yellow and black outfit, which we haven't got on this card yet. So as I said, I'm hoping for more Jim Lee style X-Men on this card, so I can at least build out that animated series team on this card back. That is the goal. Let's just hope Hasbro give it to us. So the card backs are very retro as well, as you see the stencil of the figure up here at the top, as well as a graphic of the figure we get in the packaging. And both of them have write-ups, of course, which read: Gambit has the ability to mentally charge objects with explosive kinetic energy. Remy LeBlue relies on his superior card throwing abilities and lightning flash reflexes to turn the tide of the battle in favour of the X-Men. And Rogue's reads: Rogue can absorb superpowers, personal traits, strength, and even memories from others with a single touch, making her capabilities in any matchup nearly limitless. Her talents have naturally led her to be the leader amongst the X-Men. So two nice long write-ups, bigger than usual, but I suppose that's because you've got more room on the back of these cards. But yes, very nostalgic. But for me, I buy one to open and one to display, because look how good these looks. As I said, it pains me to open, but I will for the sake of the review and comparison. So let's do it. And here we have the beautiful duo out of the packaging with all of their accessories on the table. Now, not many accessories, of course, as they are in a retro packaging, but that's fine. These figures are definitely going to pop on your display. The colours are a lot more vibrant and brighter than their previous counterparts. As I said, they are retro figures. They're meant to pop in the packaging, and they certainly pop out of it as well. So we're going to take a look at these one by one and go through the accessories, as there are a few changes. So let's start off with the Holy Grail. That is, of course, Rogue. Let's start off with a closer look at this face sculpt that has been the topic of a lot of conversation within the community. Some people love it, some people hate it. I actually think it's fine. It looks pretty good. I like the big red lips. You can see a little bit of blushing on the cheeks, green eyes, and yeah, the hair is nice and retro, big and puffy, just like the animated show. Again, I don't think it's meant to be the animated Rogue. It's just inspired by on this retro card. But yeah, I just don't think certain pictures online do it justice. I think when you get it in hand, you'll be very very happy. Not a lot to complain about. I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, you can make your mind up. So you can see the hair this time is more white than it is grey on the previous one. And that green band is actually green, not metallic green. And you'll see what I mean if I bring in the previous Rogue. The skin tones are a little bit different. So it's just a little bit darker skin tone. That hairband is like a metallic green and then the hair is grey. On this new one, it's just a normal green and white hair. So side by side, probably won't focus for me, but if I zoom the camera out a little bit, you can see. I don't think there's any wrong answer. Which one do you prefer? Pick your poison. No wrong answer there. It's genuinely up to you, but I think they both look great. And the hair sculpts are completely different as well. Similar, but different. It's a lot bigger on the new retro one. See how much more white is in that compared to the sort of grey at the top of that one. So yeah, only a tint of grey on the previous one, the Juggernaut Wave Build-A-Figure, compared to the new one. So yeah, so now they're side by side, we can sort of start to see the colours differences as well. So the new one is a lot more vibrant yellow, much more of a bolder yellow compared to the sort of mustard yellow on the previous one. And again, the green on the other one is like a metallic green, where it's not really metallic, it's a bit more matte. So again, I'm not too sure how well that comes across on camera because the light shines and whatnot, but it's definitely more of a metallic green on this Rogue compared to the retro. But yeah, you can tell straight away like the difference in yellow, but it's the same figure. The same sort of structure down to the legs as well, but the straps on mine, on the retro one, are a little bit further down. Now, what was annoying about that is that out of packaging, if you can see here, my straps are a little bit sort of pulled, so that looks like they're about to snap at any point, so I'm really scared to manipulate them. But essentially, you can slide these bands up and down, and they were a little bit loose on the previous one, but out of packaging, they're a little bit more down. Same with these. These are a loose separate piece, the same as they were on here, but they're a little bit sloppy on here. But you can see what I mean, they're a loose. So now they're just a bit more organized. But again, stretching, it looks like it's going to snap. So not too sure how I like that. But other than that, it's the same figure all the way around. Better X logo on the side there, you can see. If I can zoom, you can see a bit of the yellow from the costume underneath though, because it's so bright. I think it was actually painted brown. Underneath the jacket there, you can't really see the yellow, and you can see the red X is just red. On this one, the red X is red and black, if it will focus, which is nice. But then you can definitely see the yellow under the jacket as well. So yeah, my focus is isn't the best, but you can definitely see those differences. So which Rogue do you prefer? The new retro Rogue or the original Juggernaut Wave Rogue? Very curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. So not many accessories, but the ones we get are a nice touch. So she comes out of the box with 2 fisted hands, but you do get 2 interchangeable hands, which are one gloveless hand, and then the other hand has actually got a sculpted yellow glove in there. So Hasbro teased this a long time ago, and we all guessed it was Rogue. So there we have our skin tone hand. Just the standard Marvel Legends female sort of mystical hand. Very frustrating that we can't just get normal hands for females, but still, she's can sort of look like she's touching you, I guess. And then this hand is a nice touch. It's a new sculpted sort of yellow glove holding the other yellow glove. So you can actually pose her like she is taking the glove off. Only single jointed elbows, annoyingly, but you can sort of do the trick where it looks like she sort of just took the glove off. And remember to take off the extra cuff piece as well, because you don't want that extra cuff just on the wrist, as that is part of the glove. So if you're going to use that skin tone hand, take the actual cuff off as well. But yeah, that's a nice touch. Definitely unique to the retro Wave Rogue. The previous Rogue definitely didn't have that. So yeah, I like this. We'll probably display mine like this on the shelf, just because it's a little bit different. But yeah, very nice. And here we have our full-length comparison of Rogue, and as you can see, the retro one, so much more brighter and vibrant. And again, I like the accessory, you can pull off the glove. Mine is just really difficult to stand. Like, you can't see the struggles I'm having in between takes, but she keeps falling over. It's like she just can't find a balance. It's like I can't sort of utilize the foot articulation. It's like I need to shave off a little bit over here so I can get her to balance better. So yeah, finding her frustrating to stand. So I might have to get her on a flight stand maybe. But yeah, overall looks great. Just can't get her to stand. See? Right on cue. Moving on to Gambit, you'll notice he also has a new head sculpt. The hair is not too windswept. If I bring in the previous one, you'll see exactly what I mean. It looks like he was caught up in a tornado. His hair is just swinging one way. So they've stylized it a little bit more on this one. A little bit lighter as well, a little bit more redhead, but there's still a little bit of detail in there as well. But compared to this one, you can see it's a black mask with like stubble, and the hair's windswept, where this time he's got a bit more of a blue mask, no stubble, more clean shaven, but you can still see the red eyes. So definitely a difference there amongst the heads. So again, no wrong answer. Which one do you prefer? So let me just zoom out again while we've both got them here, and you'll see that it's the same figure just with deco changes. So obviously, first and foremost, as I said, the mask on the previous one is black, on this one it's blue. The jacket's a lot darker on the previous one, a lot more of a darker brown compared to this sort of lighter brown. Again, don't think it's meant to be the animated show, just inspired by. I think the pinks or the purple, whatever you want to call it, is a slightly different tone, same as the blues, could be wrong. But on this previous one, you could see the pattern in the blue, but it wasn't really painted. It's just sort of sculpted, so it's hardly there, but you can see it. On this new one, you can see the sort of pattern in the blue is actually got a black sort of wash or a coat or something, but you can definitely see those black lines if my camera will bloody focus. But yeah, you can definitely see those black lines on this one compared to the previous one. They're sculpted in there, but like little scratches, if you will, but definitely got a blacker on that one. The trousers seem to be similar. Moving down to the boots, same sculpt, but again, different colour, lighter on the previous ones by the look of it. But yeah, so yeah, same figure, just deco changes and a new head. So again, no wrong answer. Both of these can find a place on the display, I'm sure. But yeah, which one do you prefer? Always curious to hear your thoughts. So let me know in the comments below. Do you prefer the retro Gambit or the previous Gambit? Retro or previous? Let me know. Showing off Gambit's accessories, now you can see that he's actually got a playing card in his hand. The previous figure, I can't find the accessories, they're in a box somewhere, but they were just all pink, or that purpley effect. You couldn't tell it was a playing card. Now you can actually see the spade is painted on there, so it actually looks like a throwing card, which is definitely a nice touch, as that is what you think of when you think of Gambit. So now you can display him holding a sort of kinetic energy playing card, and again, that's a separate piece. You can hold it in any hand. Yeah, nice touch. And also, he has this other effect piece, like the previous one. This time it's now got the actual cards painted on there. So there you see the rest of the suit. You have the diamonds, the club, and the heart. And yeah, it's a nice touch for Gambit. As I said, he throws these kinetic energy sort of cards. That's what we all know Gambit is for. And now we actually have the cards there. So with both accessories all lined up, you can get him in some nice poses throwing these cards. So yeah, very nice touch. His other interchangeable hand is also a left hand, and this time is more of a pointing sort of Kenny Omega style hand, if you will. But yeah, now he can just point, and you can see the other hand will always hold the staff. Holds it very loosely though, mind you, like it will just slip out. So that's a little bit frustrating, but you can get him posed up and get it balanced and whatnot. So you can get Gambit in some nice sort of poses. And the staff is the same as the previous one. Mine's a little bit warped, going to have to get some hot water to that. But it's just a slight bit darker, a bit of gunmetal grey, but a little bit darker. But again, it's the same spear type thing. So again, I've seen people have metal versions of these, which are very nice. So maybe I should get myself one of them, because as you can see, mine's a little bit warped. But still, you can definitely get Gambit in some nice poses. And compared to the previous one, definitely going to pop a little bit more on your shelf. Here we have our full length side by side again, just so you can see how they're the same figure, just with the deco changes. So again, both Gambits work fine in your display. It's just your mind's eye version of Gambit. Which one do you prefer? The retro one's brighter, more vibrant, definitely going to pop on the display. But the other one is a bit more gritty, a bit more darker. So I do think you can find room for both of these amongst your X-Men. And there we have our retro Gambit and Rogue comparison compared to the previous ones. So yeah, you decide. As I said, I've already asked the question, but again, let me know in the comments below, which ones do you prefer? Do you prefer the retro repaints, or do you prefer the previous ones? As I said, these are a lot more brighter, vibrant. I keep repeating it, but I don't know how else to explain it. These ones are a little bit more toned down, a little bit more gritty. Even the skin tones are a little bit darker. But I guess these are your more animated inspired. They're meant to be on the retro card. They look nice, but I'm sure they will pop in your display. Again, I just feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm sure I am, but still, you get the point. These look great. Look how good that looks. So nostalgic seeing this team lined up together. All the characters from the animated show in their Jim Lee uniforms looking great. Here we have Cyclops, Jean Grey, Wolverine and Jubilee. I would definitely take all of these characters on a retro card as well so I could have them displayed on the wall. Definitely a Tiger Stripe Wolverine, Jean Grey, Cyclops. As I said, Jubilee, we need Blue Beast. We could take a bigger card and have Professor X on there. Basically, everybody who was on the intro of that animated TV show deserves a retro card. So, final thoughts, these are very nice additions to the retro X-Men Legends. I like seeing my personal favourite versions of the X-Men on that retro card, especially to go along with the White Storm. Now I'm just hoping that they give us more of my favourite uniforms on that card back just for display. Again, that's just my personal preference, my personal selfish wants. That's something you may not want. You may not want repaints and re-releases. That's fine, but for me, I would love a sort of retro card back display. It's all about that nostalgia chasing, and yeah, these are looking great. Definitely a lot brighter, vibrant, pop, all of the keywords, all the buzzwords that I've used 1,000 times already in this review. But anyway, it's not important what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, you want to see more videos, more reviews, more ramblings, then go and check out the videos tab. Find the playlists, but most importantly, please, hit that subscribe button. If you are in a position to support the channel, you can do that on Patreon. Links in the description below. But until then, people, my name is Dan W. You can follow me on Twitter at DanWhoReviews. And as always, I shall see you on the next one.